Hello, my loves. It's Knowledge Butterfly. I am back, and I want to talk about purging your mind and your physical space of clutter. So I'm gonna jump right into it. All right. Um, Clutter that we see on the outside of us, meaning clutter in your home, clutter in your car, clutter in your purse, clutter in your backpack, just clutter on the outside of your internal self is indicative of the clutter that is on the inside of your mind. Basically, what's in your mind, all the thoughts and of things. Basically, the things that you don't feel like you're doing good at, or you don't feel um, that you're achieving, or things that you may feel like you're lacking in areas. You may have low self-esteem. All these other types of clutter going on in your mind is definitely an indication. Is Excuse me, not indication. Is going to be projected on the outside of you. Mental clutter is basically like a collection of thoughts that do not serve your higher purpose, that do not serve you in any type of beneficial way. And some of us are mental hoarders, and physical hoarders, which turns into being a physical hoarder. Um, we hold on to things that keep us stuck in the cycles of self-sabotage, keeps you stuck in cycles of stress and depression, anxiety, and suffering, basically. Basically, we are creating what I call mental roadblocks and obstacles that lead to physical roadblocks and obstacles in our lives. Okay. Um, some of us are constantly going through obstacle courses, is what I also call it, due to our mental clutter. So we're really creating these really difficult obstacle courses for us to get through every single day because of the mental clutter that we have going on. It keeps us from having peace of mind, which also makes it difficult to silence the voices in your head. Therefore, it makes it difficult for you to meditate. So a lot of people say that they don't know how to meditate or have a hard time meditating, and that is because of the mental clutter that you need to let go and clear out of your mind, purge out of your brain. Where was I? When your mind is cluttered, it is like, I say, a plaque buildup. You can also look at it as, and I use this analogy a lot because our brain, the bodies, everything runs like a computer. So it's basically when your computer starts moving really slowly, it's because you need to clean it up. You have a lot of files, old files that you need to go ahead and purge and let go of because you no longer need those files. They no longer serve a purpose. However, you're holding on to it because you think you might need it at some point. Yeah. So basically, that is what mental clutter is. It's a clog in your mental computer that you need to purge, and a lot of times it's a clog in your physical. So you actually probably need to purge both your mental space and your physical space. All right. It causes you to limit your potential and to block what I call blessings, because I do not use the word bless, be less. So I use your blessings, which is also your heart. Your heart's will is in bliss. Is to be in bliss. It impacts how you see yourself and others. It shows in your lack of cleanliness, in your lack of self-control, your lack of discipline, and also the types of communication that you have. So some people's communication is really scattered. You lose focus, you forget what you were about to say because your mental bank is really full. Like, I mean, it's good to have, your account, like certain bank accounts, to be full. Sometimes your mental bank account, you don't want it to be full of a whole bunch of just bullshit. Okay. Cleanliness is, like I said, one issue. So you tend to hold on to objects for some type of security and or comfort. So some people have like, oh, I have to hold on to this because this belonged to so and so and they died, basically that person transitioned or transformed over to another existence. So my mother passed, and I've talked about this before. She transitioned 9 years ago, and when she passed, I actually was at my parents' house the following day. I think it was the following day, and that's when my father was giving some of her things away. I happened to be dating somebody who was really needy and everything, and even though I was going through that pain and heartache of my mother leaving, he wanted me to be with him, and because we lived together at the time. So I told him I would come back for a little bit just to see him, not to spend the night, just to see him. About the time I got back, my father had already given a lot of the things that belonged to my mother to my other sisters. I have 3 sisters, and my niece. I have an older niece. And, that really did hurt my feelings because I'm like, she was my mother too. However, at the same time, I know that there are no such thing as a coincidence. And to be honest, if I had a lot of things from her, it would have been really difficult for me to let go of it, because a lot of times we attach those things as that being that person when those things are not that person. And sometimes the energy that's on those things are not something you want to hold on to, because we do know that everything carries a type of energy. And if you want to elevate and increase your energy or balance your energy, your frequency, you do not want to hold on to certain things that carry an energy that's not beneficial to you, and beneficial, honestly, to your mental and physical health. So I give you that story because even though at the time I was hurt by it, now I'm at a place where I get that if I had those things in my possession, it would have taken me longer, even longer than it took for me to get to this point. So everything happens for a reason. Okay. Let's see, where was I? All right. So some people, in holding on to things, they feel like if they let that go, that's like another type of death. So even like the situation with my mother, sometimes when you or forcing yourself to let go of those things, you might feel like it's losing that person again. And that's why some people hold on to it, was my process of, thinking. Even though I didn't have like really physical things from her, I still had like some other things. I think like a cookbook, and which had her writing in it, and some pictures and things like that I wound up letting go of a lot of those things, because your brain is a camera, and you do still have a lot of those pictures and in your brain. And also I have pictures on Facebook and things like that, so I didn't feel a need to actually carry around those physical pictures every day, especially being on a houseless transition. Not sure why that dimmed like that, but okay. What else? Oh shoot, why did that just happen? I might have to turn the light on. Hold on. Okay, I just have to turn the light on because I'm not for certain why my phone just dimmed like that. So let me just continue on with what I was saying. All right. Let's see. See how that I already talked about that. Basically, feeling like you need things, feeling attached to things, and I talked about why people may feel attached to things. Lack of self-control and lack of self-discipline. The need to feel a sense of control. So some do this by manipulation. So when you have a lack of self-control, you tend to try to control things outside of you, whether it be your children, whether it be your spouse, whether it be, just other people. And some people do that by trying to literally manipulate other people to feel some type of comfort. And by manipulating them, I mean you manipulate their feelings, or manipulate a person in order to get what you want, in order to have some sense of form of control. Yet the things that require self-control seem impossible to you. And that's even self-control and discipline in the things that you eat. And because again, and some people again have a lack of self-discipline with food, because again, food is comfort for a lot of us. And you utilize that in order to feel like it's like security, basically, like a security blanket. So we all have different things that we hold to us for comfort. Food is one of those things. And like I said, some people who lack self-control want to control people because they don't have the control to control the food that they put into their body, or the they don't control the their television, the how much television they watch, or controlling in an actual relationship they have with a man. They lack the control in not allowing themselves to be in a abusive relationship, which that gets into the fact that when people are dealing with an abusive relationship, is because you are also abusing yourself, like you're punishing yourself. However, that's a whole nother topic that I'll have to get into at another time, and I've been there. So other things that people need to clean out is your communication. So gossiping. The need to gossip about others is to make yourself feel better a lot of times, or just so that someone else is, or just to, because it makes you feel like someone else's situation is worse. That's the same thing with watching like reality TV. Like you like look at these people, you laugh and you joke and you judge these people because you are really judging yourself. However, you're not dealing with the fact that you're judging yourself. So you will go and gossip about other people's lives and things like that. You actually need to work on purging that too out of your mental, purging that type of behavior, because that is also something that is clutter, and that is also something that is not beneficial for your growth. Let's see. In order to declutter your mind, you need to acknowledge the thoughts and be truthful with yourself as to why you think this way, as to why you have this behavior. Because remember, everything that we do becomes habitual, and that is basically the foods that we eat. That is the way that we talk about people and the type of conversations we have. That is our routines. That is, alcohol. That is drugs, anything. It becomes habitual, and can become habitual if you're constantly doing it. You see what I'm saying? So in order to change it, you need to replace it with something positive. You need to replace it with something that's more beneficial. So like if you drink too much, you need to replace that, or you can attempt to you can replace that with meditation, something that works on clearing your mind and clearing those thoughts. And that's really what pretty much any of this. Meditation is one of the best things you can do in helping boost yourself to a whole nother level, and clearing out a lot of the clutter that's going on, purging a lot of the things that's going on in your life. However, the first step is admitting that you do those things, and then the second step is finding other ways to basically channel that energy. Let's see. What else? The physical space. Sometimes it is good also to start with cleansing your physical space in order to clear your mind. So decluttering that space, and you do that by going through your rooms and your house, your car, and everything, etc., and seeing the things that you no longer need. Go ahead and get rid of those things, whether it be giving it away to charity, like donated it. You can go, there are homeless people all around. Some people got so many comforters. I remember one time me and my sister, we went through my closets and just got stacked up a lot of the comforters and things that I had, and then went and gave it to the homeless, because it was the winter time, and of course they're sleeping on the streets. Give them something to keep them warm. And then also that warms your heart because you're giving to others, you know? Get rid of all the things that are no longer useful or serving a purpose, basically. Old gifts from your ex. Oh my goodness. I had old things from my ex that carries that energy, that still had that energy in that, and that relationship did not end well. So getting rid of his things was another thing that I had to do. Old televisions, things you're not utilizing it. Why have it? You can donate it. You can see if you can sell some of those things and get some money. Furniture as well, clothing. Holding on to clothes you cannot fit. When I tell you, women, that is the worst fucking thing you can do, because you're reminding yourself of a time when you were a certain size, when you felt like you looked your best physically. So when you're holding on to those old clothes or old pictures, now you're replaying in your mind the memory of when you could wear that. And so now that is creating a pattern or a cycle of you putting yourself down. And then now you're over there trying to work your way back to that size, whether it be you want to go down, you want to lose weight, or you want to gain weight. Because I've been there. Because I used to battle that whole wanted to gain weight back, the weight that I felt I lost. When that weight that I had on me was basically a weight that was weighing me down, because it was a weight on my mind. Okay? So let go of that shit. Let go of those clothes. Some of those clothes you can sell, because they have like shops like Plato's Closet or whatever that you can sell those clothes to, consignment shops, or you can give those things away. There are homeless people on the street. You can go ahead and just give some of those things away. Okay? Yeah, so again, holding on to those things means that you're stuck in the past, and you should be living in the present moment, which living in the present moment is willing your future. Okay, you're creating your future through that process. Remember that in order to move forward in life, you have to make room for the things you desire. Okay, so by clearing out those things, the clutter in your mind and the clutter in your physical space, you are making room for the things you actually want in this life. You actually desire, whether it be a healthy relationship with a man or a woman, whether it be a new home, whether it be a new car, whether it be, a business, whether it be, whatever, that you're making space for that. I take it as the glass half full, or partially full. If your glass is totally full, you don't have room. You don't have room for anything else to be poured into it, okay? And so in order for you to be abundant and allow that abundance to flow, sometimes you got to get rid of the old stagnant energy that's been clogging up your space, because it's literally clogging up your space, and in order to make room for this newness and this beauty that you say that you want. Okay? Is there anything else I wanted to add? So yeah, basically when you declutter your mental and physical spaces, you have room to receive. You make room for growth. And that's what we all want. We all really want to grow in our lives as a whole. However, starting with your inner will spill out into your outer. So guys, let's just work on being better versions of ourselves, and remember that change is good. I know that change can be difficult, however it is good. So stick to your own growth. Don't let any outside influences come in and impact you or throw you off course. Just stay the course. And even if you do fall, or you feel like you fall short sometimes, don't beat yourself up about it. Just keep going. That's what this is about. Just keep going. This is a journey. This is not a race, okay? I love you guys. Heart you. And have a great night. Great day. I love you.